Do you want to know the steps on how to apply for BIR registration in person at BIR RDO?
Yes, I want to know.
Okay, thank you. And I will show you the procedures. Number 1. Search the BIR's official list of requirements and prepare the following documents.
Number 2. Know your BIR RDO by checking your BIR forms, or by contacting BIR at 8981 to 7000 or 8929 to 7676.
Number 3. After you've submitted the required documents, pay your BIR registration fees. You may do this at the BIR branch, or at an authorized agent bank, AAB, that works with your RDO. Number 4. Wait for the notice from BIR that your Certificate of Registration, Form 2303, is ready.
Number 5. After receiving your Certificate of Registration, you will be required to complete the application for authority to print receipts and invoices. You'll need the BIR Form 1906 to register your books of account and attend the taxpayer's initial briefing.
Congratulations! You are now registered.
Do you know what is eFPS? eFPS stands for Electronic Filing and Payment System, and it refers to the system developed and maintained by the Bureau of Internal Revenue, BITAR, for electronically filing tax returns, including attachments, if any, and paying taxes due thereon, specifically through the Internet. eFPS Payment Form. The eFPS Payment Form is the main screen of the eFPS e-payment system. Upon doing a payment transaction, the following must be observed. Number 1. When the taxpayer files his ITR through the eFPS e-filing system, he would notice a button labeled Proceed to Payment at the bottom of the filing screen. Upon clicking the said button, the payment form would appear and the user could now proceed with his payment transaction. Note: the return information provided at the e-filing screen would appear as default on the payment form. Number 2. The payment transaction number will automatically be generated upon display of the payment form. This is a reference number for the particular tax payment transaction. Number 3. The taxpayer must choose from among the acceptable modes of payment: fund transfer, tax debit memo, and/or tax remittance advice by clicking on the checkboxes. Number 4. After choosing the mode of payment, the taxpayer should input all the necessary information to complete the payment transaction. For fund transfer, the taxpayer should choose a transacting bank and a depository bank from the list provided. He should supply the value for the amount to be paid field. For tax debit memo, TDM, the taxpayer should provide the tax debit memo number, tax debit memo date, amount, and tax credit certification number. For tax debit memo, TDM, the taxpayer should provide the TRA amount, department code, agency code, and fund type code. Note: if the taxpayer chooses to pay in terms of both the fund transfer and the tax debit memo, TDM, the sum of the amount to be paid and the TDM amount should not be greater than the amount due. Number 5. When necessary, the information has been filled up. The taxpayer can now click the Submit button if he wants to continue with his payment transaction through the e-payment system. Otherwise, if he wishes to disregard the entries and go back to the previous screen, he could click the Cancel button.
Number 6. Upon clicking the Submit button, the taxpayer's payment instructions will be sent to the trans. Number 7. The bank, as a result of a successful payment transaction, will generate a confirmation number. What will happen if there's an error occurs? An error message will occur if 1. There is an invalid date. 2. There is incomplete data/information upon clicking the Submit button. 3. The sum of the fund transfer and tax debit memo amount entered exceeds the amount due.
Some steps on how to identify errors. Error message. First, carefully read and note down the error message received. Double-check information. Review all the information you have entered for accuracy. Ensure that all details are correctly filled out, including taxpayer details, payment amounts, and any other required information. Troubleshooting. Try troubleshooting the issue based on the error message received. Contact support if you are unable to resolve the error on your own. Reach out to the eFPS platform's customer support for assistance. They can provide guidance specific to the error you are facing. Document the error. It's a good practice to document the error encountered. Steps you took. and any solutions provided. This documentation can be useful if further assistance is needed.